Okay, so today we are setting a course for one of the most persistent, most fascinating mysteries of the modern world. We're talking about a stretch of the Atlantic Ocean that's infamous for making ships and planes, well, just vanish. Yep, we're diving in and untangling the myth of the Bermuda Triangle. Just imagine hearing this over the radio. Everything is wrong. Strange. These were the chilling, totally disoriented words from the leader of Flight 19. Now, this wasn't some rookie crew. It was a squadron of 14 experienced Navy airmen on what was supposed to be a routine training mission. Just 90 minutes after taking off from Florida, their compasses went haywire, they completely lost their bearings, and then nothing, just silence. They vanished. And in doing so, they gave birth to a legend that, let's be honest, still captivates us today. You know, the whole story of the Bermuda Triangle, as we know it, really kicks off with this one single, completely baffling incident. I mean, it had all the ingredients of a perfect mystery, right? You've got experienced pilots, the weather was clear, and then a complete and total disappearance off the face of the Earth. But here's the thing. Strange things happening in this part of the world didn't just start in 1945. Not at all. The seeds of this mystery were actually planted centuries earlier. Way back in 1492, Christopher Columbus himself wrote in his logs about weird lights and his compass going crazy. Then in 1918, the massive USS Cyclops, a huge naval ship, vanished with 306 souls on board. But these were all just seen as isolated tragedies until 1964, when an author named Vincent Gaddis connected the dots, gave the area its spooky name, and basically created a single terrifying story. And if you thought the Flight 19 story was spooky, get this. This is what really takes it to another level. That very same evening, a search plane was sent out to find the missing squadron. But just 27 minutes into its flight, it too, along with its 13-man crew, just blinked off the radar. Gone. So now you have two separate aircraft disappearing without a trace on the same day. So these incidents, they became the foundation for this incredible modern myth. Over the decades, story after story got added to the legend, painting this picture of a uniquely dangerous, almost paranormal patch of ocean. So just how big of an area are we talking about here? Well, it's a huge, kind of vaguely defined slice of the Atlantic, generally marked by Bermuda, Florida, and Puerto Rico. We're talking about 500,000 square miles. To put that in perspective, that is larger than the entire state of Alaska. It's just an absolutely immense and often unforgiving space for things to simply get lost in. And the numbers that get thrown around to build this legend are pretty staggering. You know, popular books and TV shows claim over 1,000 ships and planes have been lost here in the last century. But it's not just the number of losses that gets people, it's the way they disappear. No wreckage, no debris, no final panicked radio calls. It's this total silent vanishing act that really fuels the mystery. So with so many events that just seemed impossible to explain, it's no surprise that conspiracy theories totally flourished. People started to wonder if something truly otherworldly was going on. Was it alien abductions? Maybe rifts in space-time that lead to other dimensions? Or what about powerful energy fields coming from the sunken city of Atlantis? The imagination just ran wild. The stories were just so compelling, and the lack of any hard evidence was so complete that for a lot of people, a supernatural cause felt like the only possible answer. I mean, how else could so much just vanish? But while those tales are absolutely fascinating, scientists and investigators started to look for more, grounded explanations. They started peeling back those layers of myth to search for logical causes behind it all. Because when investigators actually looked past the legend and really examined the evidence, a very different picture started to emerge. Not a picture of some paranormal vortex, but of a unique geographical area where a perfect storm of natural forces and some really good human storytelling combined to create a powerful, enduring myth. One of the early scientific theories tried to directly explain those compass problems that Flight 19 reported. It's this idea of an electronic fog, a kind of dense, weird haze created by electromagnetic anomalies unique to that area. Theoretically, it could cause all your instruments to fail and make pilots become hopelessly lost, thinking the fog was actually moving with them. But the investigation didn't stop there. Researchers pretty quickly realized it probably wasn't just one single culprit. No, it was a whole host of natural phenomena all converging in one single place. Now, this is one of the most compelling theories out there, and it explains how a massive ship could vanish in seconds. So the seabed in this region has these craters that can suddenly erupt with huge bubbles of methane gas. If a ship happens to sail over one of these eruptions, the water density around the hull drops so dramatically that the ship loses all buoyancy, and it just sinks instantly. No time for a distress call, it's just gone. So the crucial point here is that you've got this cocktail of natural hazards all in one place. You have the Gulf Stream, which is like a powerful river inside the ocean that can sweep away any debris from a crash site in just a few hours. The area is also a hotbed for sudden, violent tropical storms that can pop up with very little warning. And then, of course, there's simple human error, which was a big factor in incidents that happened long before they ever got absorbed into the Triangle legend. And as for why no one ever finds any wreckage, well, the Bermuda Triangle sits right on top of the Puerto Rico Trench, which is the deepest point in the entire Atlantic Ocean. We are talking about depths of over 28,000 feet. Any wreckage that sinks here would fall into an abyss so deep it would probably never, ever be found. Okay, so with all this scientific evidence piling up, what do the official bodies, the people who actually patrol these waters every single day, what do they have to say about this whole legend? Well, the U.S. Coast Guard's position is really clear and logical. They don't see some paranormal hotspot, they see one of the world's busiest shipping lanes. And when you factor in that sheer volume of traffic, all the planes and ships passing through, the number of accidents is not statistically unusual at all. And the vanishing wreckage? Well, that's explained by those powerful currents and the extreme depths we just talked about. So here's the bottom line. On any official maritime or aeronautical chart, you will not find the Bermuda Triangle. It's just not there. To the government bodies that oversee this region, it's a fictional creation. It's the product of sensational authors and myth-making, not a real, geographically defined zone of danger. And, maybe that's the real takeaway here. The true mystery isn't really about aliens or portals, it's about our own place on this planet. The ocean is just immensely vast and powerful. And even in our super high-tech world, it holds the power to make anything disappear forever. It's a humbling reminder that some mysteries don't really need a supernatural explanation to be incredibly profound.